Donald Trump declares victory somewhat tonight, but what is really going to happen in Iran and around the world? Oil is now over $100 a barrel and inching towards $120 a barrel. The weather's going crazy. UFO disclosures always still on the horizon. That and much more tonight on The Big Picture. Let's go. Come on, we're going to do it. Let's do it.
Watching The Big Picture.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Here we go. Another Monday, another night. We're going to welcome in the Queen right now. Here she goes. Here she goes right now.
There she is. Here. Yes, the weather is rocking.
The weather outside is frightful.
So is this show. Let's go.
Come on. It's kicking. We're getting ready. I don't even know if you knew that he had a press conference from Mar-a-Lago. Did you know that?
Did it start several hours ago?
It was a few hours ago, and it went quite a bit, and he took questions, and it was basically to declare victory while the war is still going on. And you know, I'll be honest with you, I liked a lot of the stuff he said, but it was shades of the aircraft carrier when George Bush said mission accomplished.
Right.
And then it was years later. And I don't think that's going to be the case here. But, you know, he basically said, oh, she jumped my barricade.
If you saw me jump a couple seconds ago, it's because Cookie decided to knock the gate down and make her way in here to the studio.
With the boxers that I had?
I heard the gate fall and hit the floor.
Cookie.
Yeah.
Y'all, I got to have compassion. She's that determined. She's so scared.
She does not like
Come here, girl.
The lightning
Come here.
and the thunder. So,
everybody wants to see.
Stinker.
This is Cookie. Cookie, are you okay?
She looks like you're choking her out. We promise she's okay.
Are you okay?
She's okay.
Yeah. You
Hey,
scared
Cookie.
of that storm. You scared of that storm. AJ's too old. He can't jump the fence. Bless his heart. He's in there by himself now.
I'm sure she'll be back and forth the whole night.
All right. So back into the news. So he declared victory and, you know, got a lot of tough questions, but, you know, he's used to that. So let's just systematically go down some things that we're being told and some things that.
Well, so soon. Now you're going to force me to ask questions or say things that are so serious.
We love that. First of all, let's talk about the oil prices. Oil prices started declining, but it did hit at one point today $120 a barrel. But the last I heard before it closed for the day, it got back down to like 85. But
that's nice, but not in time to save us the extra 20 cents per gallon.
No. Let us know in the live chat, how much has your gas went up in the last
$3.29.
In how many days?
$3.09 yesterday, $3.29 today, $2.69 last week.
So in 1 week, from $2.69 to what? What'd you just say? What it is today?
There's a chance. Hang on. It was $2.69 the day before this all started.
Okay.
Then it went to $2.89 2 days after all this started. And now we're at, what day did this start? 28th.
28th, yeah.
February 28th.
Yeah.
A day or two after, $2.89. Right now, $3.29.
Okay. Well, yeah, let us know what it is, how much it jumped there where you're watching from. But oil prices fell Monday in extended trading after President Donald Trump said he was considering seizing control of the Strait of Hormuz, the most important choke point in the world for the crude market. U.S. crude oil was down 6.19% to $85.27 per barrel at 3:37 p.m. Eastern. Global benchmark Brent traded 4.6% lower at $88.43.
Brent crude.
But it had made it up to, at one point, it hit $120 a barrel. And then this is how crazy this world is that it can plummet from $120 to $85 simply by him saying, yeah, I'm thinking about controlling the Strait of Hormuz. And it's like, but he's not. He hasn't done it. He's saying I'm considering it. And then they just moved from $120 to $85.
So are you blaming all this on the speculators?
Absolutely, it's on the speculators.
Exactly.
100% it's on the speculators.
It's disgusting how they can cause these swings. And yeah, I wish the president could wrap this up and put a bow on it. What?
North Carolina, 519.
How is that
Are you serious?
Are you talking about regular?
Yeah, y'all
premium?
Are you putting that bougie gas in your car,
Yeah,
or is that regular?
$3.49 Arizona.
$6.75 in Canada. Is that liters or gallons? Wow.
Yeah. And listen,
and we got Pelham, Alabama in that.
I love you guys reporting in and telling us what's going on in your area. It does help us to kind of gauge across the country. And if we're being lighthearted about it, it's just because it hurts so much, I guess.
Oh, my goodness,
It's
yes.
a very serious, it's a big enough blow for us, but I have so much compassion for these young families who are struggling already.
Yes. So 504 yesterday, now 549 in the People's Republic of California.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing. We have an energy-based economy, a petroleum-based economy, as much as some people don't want to accept that and force the green agenda down our throat. So guess what? This will affect everything that has to be shipped
100%.
and moved. And if petroleum is in the contents of whatever the thing is, so we need to pray that this continues to go back down.
Yep, absolutely.
But at the same time, there's a potential. It is messy already. Who knows what it will be tomorrow over in the Strait of Hormuz and over in the Middle East.
Well, you know what he said in that press conference? He had the press conference, and I think he was trying to get out in front of this because he declared somewhat victory. He said it's pretty much done. But then he talked about the Strait of Hormuz, and then he said, hey, look, everybody understand this is a small price to pay for dealing with the cutting off the head of the snake. Gas prices are going to plummet, is what he's predicted. They're going to plummet as soon as we finish this war. I hope he's right.
I know. I mean, the strategy sounds pretty good, right? And I think we understand in this community that we're trying to block China.
Right, yeah.
We've gone to Venezuela.
Yeah.
We're now over here in this area in the Middle East attempting, I'm sure it's multifaceted. I'm sure there's multiple agendas, but one of them is to block and prevent China.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So,
I believe that wholeheartedly, yeah. Well, he goes on to say today, he says, Trump to the oil tankers, show some guts. President says Iran's Navy is finished, urges ships to sail through the Strait of Hormuz. President Donald Trump is urging commercial oil tankers to push through the strategic Strait of Hormuz, despite escalating tensions with Iran, declaring that there is nothing to be afraid of, end quote. After U.S. military strikes severely weakened the Iranian regime's naval capabilities. The blunt message from the commander-in-chief came as the global energy markets reacted to the ongoing conflict between the United States, Israel, and Iran. Oil prices exploded over 17% on Sunday, blasting past $100 per barrel, as we've discussed. It says, in a fire statement during an interview with Fox News' Brian Kilmeade, Trump called on ship operators and tanker crews to continue moving oil shipments through the critical maritime choke point. He says, tell these tankers to get to it. We have wiped out most of their launchers. Here's exactly what he said. These ships should go through the Strait of Hormuz and show some guts, and there's nothing to be afraid of. The Iranians have no navy. We sunk all their ships. He went on to say, look, there is a risk in the region. The region is volatile. They're launchers. There's just about 150 left, and that's just about 20% of the totals. They can't regenerate. They can't make any more. We are in the region and need to act quickly with these type of attacks. Let us play this clip, and if it's just everything that I just read again, we'll stop it.
As far as oil prices are concerned, we've surpassed $100 per barrel, rose more than 20%, hitting the highest since July of 2022. But our energy secretary, we interviewed him last week. He was all over the shows this weekend. Chris Wright, he says this is all temporary. And the president says the oil prices will drop rapidly when the destruction of the Iran nuclear threat is over. It's a small price to pay for the United States and the world for safety and peace.
So, Brian, you did a phone interview with the president.
And that's what we just read that he said. So yeah, people are commenting, and I get it, and I agree. It's easy for people to say that's a billionaire and a millionaire. It's not so hard to say it's a small price to pay when you're struggling, as you discussed earlier.
Yes.
But the truth is this. Ultimately, if he really can do what he says his goal is to do, is to completely eliminate the regime of the Shiite Muslim regime there, led by the Khomeini family, the world is a better place. There's no doubt about it. Now, there are people out there that there's a lot of influencers, very popular, and people will know who I'm talking about, very extremely popular influencers are saying that we are fighting this war on behalf of Israel, that our men and women are being put in harm's way on behalf of Israel. Right. There's probably a little bit of truth to that. But at the same time, we all know that as long as you and I can remember, since 1979, when the revolution happened, they took the hostages and everything. It's never been that Israel, of course, is their sworn enemy that's in their constitution, requiring them to eliminate them and to not recognize them. But they've never been called the Great Satan. We have always been called the Great Satan. And Israel has always been called the little Satan in the eyes of these Muslim terrorists. Yeah. So one of the things that Trump is saying, whether you agree with it or not, is that he did not actually start this war, that Iran launched a war against us in 1979, and he starts itemizing all these things from Beirut and the ship that was blown up. What was it called?
USS
the
Cole.
USS Cole.
Were you talking about the Khobar Towers?
Yeah, and you know, all the soldiers that were killed, and all the terrorist attacks, and of course all their proxies that they have around the world.
Yes.
And so
what is it? State-sponsored terrorism.
State-sponsored terrorism, and basically they've always been known as the head of the snake.
Yes.
And so ultimately, yeah, I can understand we don't want to go to war. We don't. He ran on no more wars. I get that. But it is of my opinion that if he can do this and it not be prolonged, and a lot of American lives are lost, and we are there for so long, that we can see something change and the Iranian people would rise up, I think it ultimately for the world is a good thing. Your thoughts?
Look, I agree with you. And yeah, it's hurting in this moment. And I'm sure people are thinking, well, you know, what does this look like for 2 weeks and 4 weeks and 6 weeks from now? Yeah, we need to be concerned about that. It's going to be painful. It's going to be painful. Not only just the cost, we've not even broached the subject of shortages.
Yeah.
God forbid that there are also shortages.
Right.
So I don't know, maybe that's out there floating around. Maybe don't pull it down just yet. But you've got all of this, you know what country is controlling Trump. Mm-hmm. You know who they're controlling Trump and making him, you know, bend to their will and do what they want. I don't know. I don't necessarily believe that. I think that he gives a lot of consideration in that department. Certainly there's a lot tied up in a lot of different ways with this war, with the Gaza thing, with other things. His son-in-law's over there working deals.
Oh, yeah.
So many moving parts.
So many moving parts.
But yeah.
Fast moving parts.
Let's wrap this up quickly. But it's not just us. How many Iranians have recently been killed?
Yeah.
We've heard 20. We've heard 60. We've heard possibly 80,000.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're hiding out in their homes and apartments right now, wanting to avoid any danger.
Well, and just to be clear, so everybody knows what she's talking about, when she said all the Iranians are killed, she's not even talking about from American forces. She's talking about the Iranian regime killing their people.
How many?
Those numbers.
Just weeks ago.
Weeks ago.
So if we can do something to help them, I mean, it takes a lot of energy, and you got to wait till the timing is right to try to get a revolution and to try to get a foothold. So these people want their freedom. They want some kind of quality of life. Look at the movement that they started weeks ago that got many of them killed. Maybe we can help them push that, you know, get that down the field.
And we're being told by a lot of people that are connected very well that there is a huge revival happening.
Yes.
That Jesus is moving in Iran. And that a lot of the physical that is happening is a manifestation of the spiritual warfare that's happening. One of the things we talked about, if you hadn't watched the show that we rebroadcast last night, go back with Tony, when Sandy and I were in the studio at the confessionals, I'd recorded a 2-hour plus show that's going to come out, I think, on March 24th the last Tuesday of the month. It's going to air on the confessionals. Man, we got in some deep stuff. But then afterwards, we went live. Me and you joined the studio, and Derek and him, and we went live. And I rebroadcast that last night. Go back and watch that if you hadn't watched it. It's really touching a lot of people.
Yes, spoiler alert. Tony gets a little intense.
Intense would be the word. Yes, intense would be the word. But he's mad at the devil, y'all. So you just roll with it. But one of the things we talked about is I kept looking at that map that he had on the wall behind there, and it just hit me. I was like, wow. I think we're dealing with the Prince of Persia. I think we're dealing with the Principality of Persia, the return of the prominence of that Persia empire. And of course, with Iraq and Iran combined, is very much in the Bible. And remember when Daniel's it says, seal up the book until the days that knowledge shall increase, the end times. Daniel writes about the end times. And when he prayed, the angel came in and said, the day that you prayed, this is how powerful that principality is. The day that you prayed, the Lord sent me with the answer. I've been held up in the spirit realm for 21 days.
I was dispatched.
First day. And he said, Michael had to be called up to the battle to stop, watch this, the Prince of Persia. And so, and then this was crazy. He goes, now I got to go back because the Prince of Syria has joined the battle as well. So depending on what you believe about the Bible, I just believe the Bible is true. And it's telling us that there are angelic forces, demonic angelic forces that are strongholds over areas of this world. So I think a lot of this is we're seeing the culmination, almost like the final flood.
Come on.
Somebody should write a book about that.
While we're kind of parked on this subject for a minute, I would ask you, and I would ask everyone in our community. So the latest reporting is 7 of our soldiers.
I think so. It may be 8, but I think it's 7.
Okay. So the last time we were talking, it was verify. 7. Has anyone heard that's not true? That there are many more that they are not being reported. I am hearing from some people saying that's not the case, that it is worse than is being reported, and they are withholding this information. Does anyone have further information along those lines? I would love it if it is absolutely just 7 or 8.
7. Well, I think we got to be careful when
to
people
lose any lives.
Yeah, and look, that could be true, but I mean, I know you know this, and I would caution everybody watching it too.
Yes.
Is just because sometimes people say things like that just to make it worse.
Exactly, and that's why I'm asking. I've heard this. I'm taking it with a grain of salt. I'm just curious if anyone else has heard anything along those lines, and certainly want the numbers to stay as low as possible.
Well, when I was looking at that, I just found this. I have not seen this. Trump administration denies reports that Iran has captured U.S. soldiers. This is, of course, Al Jazeera, so you got to take it with a grain of salt.
So there's some people saying they've heard that. Yep, heard that in Scotland. They say thousands.
Thousands?
That's what I heard. That's what they heard. They lowball both sides.
Okay, look at Zilran saying that redacted is saying over 700.
Okay.
Look, it's possible.
Okay.
It's very, very possible because we know our government is masters at misinformation.
Okay, look.
But let me read this real quick and we'll get back to that. Trump administration denies reports that Iran has captured U.S. soldiers. The head of Iran's National Security Council has claimed the U.S. was misrepresenting the captures of combat deaths. It says that the comments came in a post on Saturday from X. It's been reported to me that several American soldiers have been taken prisoner, but the Americans claim they have been killed in action. Despite their futile efforts, the truth is not something they can hide for long. Of course, this is all propaganda. It could be propaganda. But
can y'all hear that?
Is that the thunder? Wow.
That's thunder.
The Iranian regime is doing everything it can to peddle lies and deceive. This is yet another clear picture of their deception. It says the news agency in Iran reported this week that an estimated 1,332 people have been killed in the war since last week. The death toll includes approximately 180 children, which this whole thing about the school is being disputed as well.
Let me bust in. Portuguese Beauty 777. She says, heard it's worse. Someone I know heard there are hospitals in Germany full of our soldiers, over 1,000 or so. So that is what sparked the whole thing with me when they said the hospitals in Germany will not take any more labor and delivery patients because, I guess, of this influx. And then it went on to say, and look, I did not plan to get on this rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Went on to say, because we have more casualties than are being reported, the numbers are higher than what you're being told. And look, I just wanted to know if anyone else had heard that, because there's no way we're going to prove it here.
Right.
But I didn't know if I was the only one that was hearing that.
And I think we're all awake enough on this channel to know that we would not be surprised if that's the case. And we hope against hope.
Yes, we do.
That is not true.
Yes.
You know, we just believe God until we know further that we're just, as crazy as it sounds, we're going to believe the narrative of the government.
Today is the 9th.
The 9th.
So we've been in this 9-10 days now. Is that,
10 days.
that's
Day
the
10.
case?
Day 10.
Okay.
Day 10. Yeah, who knows? Honestly, I would be shocked if it was at that high, because so much of what we're doing doesn't involve humans. It's like, yeah, those would be the numbers if you were flying and you were going in, but we're using drones, we're using AI, we're using so it just seems like that would be shocking to be in the thousands. I would literally be very, very surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, definitely more than 7. That might come out later. And I hope that is not the case, but because war is war. But the war that is being fought now is not the war that even was fought in Afghanistan and Iraq. These are drones. I mean, we're using the same kind of drones that Iran is using.
Right.
Suicide drones. We reported on that last week. So that's why I say that I would be surprised if it was that high number. And look, y'all, we live in a world right now that anybody can say anything.
Yes.
And you can create anything. I just saw in the live chat the whole thing about what I just read about. And by the way, thank you for that super chat, Deborah.
Thanks, Deborah.
That, the whole thing about what I just showed you about from Al Jazeera about that they had taken some of our soldiers captive is already been debunked as AI. So here we are in a world that we knew was coming, but we're fighting a war that's being fought by AI. Right. And now we're fighting misinformation of images and video and reports coming out that we don't know what to believe.
Yeah, we're in the age now that it's so much easier to create content that's not even true and to cast it out and get it out to the masses faster than ever before.
Yeah. Well, continuing, Trump says the war is very complete. Well, okay. I don't know exactly what that means, is very complete. I think the war is very complete, pretty much, the president said, speaking from Florida. We covered this earlier, but I want to get down a little bit further in here. It says, somebody said last Sunday, Iran announced the Ayatollah Mojtaba. Are you sure? I like mine. Sure. My version's better. Mojtaba.
Let's go with yours. Do it again.
Mojtaba. Khomeini would replace his father as Iran's supreme leader. He says, I have no message for him, none whatsoever, the president said, adding that he has someone else in mind to lead the country. The president said the U.S. could do a lot about the strait and threatened Iran if it inhibits the waterway. They've shot everything they can shoot. They better not try anything cute. It's going to be the end of that country. If they do anything bad, that would be the end of Iran, and you'd never hear that name again. The president also said the strait is now open and claimed ships have been entering the strait, but said he is still thinking about taking it over. And by the way, thank you for that amazing
Pamela
super
Baker?
chat. Pamela, you are awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So, yeah, I need to start recognizing.
Yes,
appreciate
we do.
that. Appreciate that.
And we appreciate all of you.
I'm flying the ship over here. Y'all have to excuse me. Sometimes I got a lot going on.
He's doing a lot.
All right. So, well, there's a lot to cover, but breaking news, probably the biggest news of the day
biggest news of the night.
You can go to LarryRagland.com and pre-order what we have in our hand. It's real. The Final Flood is real. Very, very excited about this book. It ships everywhere April 7th. And by the way, I've been told that if you pre-order, you'll probably get yours before April 7th. Can't guarantee that. But yeah, if you come to the Prophecy Conference, we'll have actual copies, and I will be signing them at the Prophecy Conference. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, let's get back to the news of the day. Now, out of nowhere, it's like Putin said, I can't let y'all get all the media. I'm still in a war over here. Let's not forget I'm still fighting a war.
Don't forget us over here.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Is anybody even talking about Ukraine anymore?
We were talking to somebody. Who were we talking to the other day?
It was Tony. It was
And
Tony and
that's-
Derek.
Is he the one that said that's still going on?
Yeah, it's Tony. Tony's like, oh, wait a minute. Is that still going on? And we're not belittling what's going on. That's just the
No.
world we live in.
No, it was the biggest thing going. We got to send all the money, all the weapons over there.
Well, Zelensky's done come out. He's upset because he's worried that he ain't gonna get any more money because all the money's going into the war in Iran and nobody's talking about him anymore. All right, wait a minute. What did it say? Pastor knocking on books set my girls off. Okay. Is it scary? Do you think somebody's knocking at the door? Sorry. Sound effects. Amazon. All right, so look here what the Kremlin says. The Kremlin had to interject themselves. Listen to what Putin said. It seems, quote, it seems the end of the world is upon us. Putin's spokesman has addressed the growing fear that, quote, the end of the world is upon us, with most people having never lived through a worse time. Dmitry Peskov also hit out at a breakdown in international law. A massive U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran continued in an onslaught the Kremlin has labeled a perfect storm. Russia appears helpless to assist Tehran, except possibly in providing intelligence on American and Israeli military positions. And I heard that this week that is being reported that they are telling them the coordinates of American military positions in other countries for them to hit. Putin's mouthpiece said today, there have been worse things in human history, but we weren't alive then. So it seems to us, to the Russian people, that the end of the world is upon us. Wow. Amid the war in the Middle East, Putin, who illegally invaded Ukraine 4 years ago, believes, quote, we have all lost what we call international law. This is his spokesman, but he's quoting things that Putin said. To be honest, I don't even understand how anyone can call on others to follow the norms and principles of international law. It no longer exists. I pretty much agree with that. But it goes on to say, it is unlikely that anyone can now formulate what law has replaced international law. No one can provide a clear definition, said the Russian dictator's spokesperson. Therefore, Putin is correct. Against the backdrop of this perfect storm that has now begun, we need to focus ourselves, our interests, and our potential. Where it is lacking, we need to build it up, think carefully, and remain focused. Putin pledged unwavering support to Iran's new supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, appointed after his father and predecessor was killed in the U.S.-Israeli strikes. I would like to reaffirm our unwavering support for Tehran and solidarity with our Iranian friends, Putin said in this message, adding that Russia has been and will remain a reliable partner to Iran. At a time when Iran is confronting armed aggression, your tenure in this high position will undoubtedly require great courage and dedication. So he's congratulating the new supreme leader, which, by the way, the new supreme leader has been very seldom ever even seen in public. He's never been in the military. He's never made any kind of public statements. And I think he was wounded in the original attack. He was really the only one that survived. But he is currently wounded. And I think basically what's being said from our government is that his days are numbered.
Well,
Wow.
we'll see.
What do you think about what Putin said?
I don't know. I've been impressed. It's strange to hear me say impressed with him. It seems just since Trump has returned to office that we pushed his buttons a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how else to say that.
Yeah.
And he has maintained throughout this entire 4 years and a month or so of war with Ukraine. he's maintained his composure
Mhm.
of all the money we've sent,
Yeah.
weapons we've sent, all the statements Biden and his administration has said, whatever Trump has said, because Trump's not always wanting to tear him apart. He will say some little smart aleck comments, but he will also say some positive and encouraging things about Putin, if you put it that way. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. He knows how to butter him up and then tear him down.
So
Hey,
I don't know.
thank you to all the people that are gifting memberships. We've got
nice.
so Pamela is on fire tonight.
She is.
She just gifted memberships.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
And people are getting new members. So welcome to the family. We've got
Welcome,
new members.
welcome.
Got new members.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh my goodness, you're making me think about Christmas vacation. All right, so
okay.
Let's get back to Khomeini when he was killed on the opening barrage of attacks on February 28th. This is once again another example of in the fog of war and in the intensity of when it first starts.
Right.
So many things that are reported as facts get sort of pulled back, and then we find out there's more to the story, or we find out everything we was told wasn't even true. Because remember, what we was told is that he was underground, like 4 levels below, and they just destroyed these underground bunkers. And that's how he was killed. That was what came out on the 28th.
Who was along with him?
Well, that was the whole thing. The whole story was they got him when he called in like 35 or 40 of his top leaders.
Right. And they were all in the same.
They were all in this. This was the narrative that was being said.
Yeah, right.
It was where I'm going with this. But lo and behold, it's coming out now that, wrong one.
Mm-mm.
All right. So Khomeini wasn't killed underground. Like we were told in the first few days, he was lulled out into the open. He was lulled out to the open of the tunnels and then bombed to death. On the morning of February 28th, we began hearing reports that Khomeini was gone. He and some close advisors had died in the initial attacks of the Islamic terrorist regime running Iran.
And he was 86 years old?
I think so.
So he was 86 at 86.
That
deserves a drum roll at least.
I got to get a drum roll sound effect.
You do.
Terrible monsters running the Islamic regime in Iran were reportedly eliminated overnight, blah, blah, blah. That was the report. It was true. Khomeini was dead. We thought he was killed in a bunker in downtown Iran, which is what we were told. We now know that was not the case. This is General Mike Flynn. He says this military operation will be studied for generations, maybe even centuries. It was so well planned and executed. He wasn't in the bunker, the Shabbat deception that sealed Khomeini's fate. New jaw-dropping details have emerged regarding the final moments of Ali Khomeini. And I've said it like 10 different ways, so pick your version. According to a senior Israeli official speaking to Fox News, the supreme leader was caught. And it goes on to say that it says that supreme leader was caught completely off guard, not in a hardened bunker, but in an overground compound because he believed the coalition was resting for the weekend because of Shabbat.
Yeah.
The key to the mission's success wasn't just firepower. It was a masterclass, and thank you for that super chat. It was a masterclass in psychological warfare to lure the regime leadership out of their deep bunkers. American Israeli officials orchestrated a massive deception campaign. On the Friday evening before the strike, top IDF generals and military officials conspicuously left their headquarters in Tel Aviv. They were seen heading home for Shabbat dinner, giving the impression that the military was shutting down for the religious
and
holiday.
She had an all clear, and it is very serious.
Yeah,
because when you go on tour to Israel, you have to endure Shabbat elevator. There is a
Shabbat elevator.
You have to.
That is true. Hang on, we'll come back to that. In reality, those the same generals snuck back into the pit. So it was all deception.
Mm-hmm.
They snuck back into the pit, which is the IDF's underground command center, in disguise, just hours later to coordinate. So they knew they were being watched. They pretended like they were going home for Shabbat. They went into a disguise, snuck back into the underground command center just hours later to coordinate the launch of Operation Epic Fury. Believing the skies were safe, Khomeini and his inner circle emerged for a high-level strategy breakfast on Saturday morning. By the time they realized the strike was inbound, it was too late.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you don't know even know if that's true. But if that's true, that's pretty amazing. And that you go along with what we reported on several months ago about the pagers. I mean, there's just that apparently, if we are to believe what we're being told about the Mossad, they have had people on the inside of Iran for years. Remember, we reported last week that they hacked the traffic cameras and have been watching and studying for years.
You talk about
planning for this day.
Infiltrating and studying and developing patterns, understanding patterns of people's personal life movements.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, to pull off the attack with the pagers, they had to go back, 2 years?
Yeah.
Previous to buy a company.
Yeah. They started their own company.
It's quite impressive.
It's impressive.
It's
and
quite
now
impressive.
You're talking about for years they've been watching the mannerisms and the behavior of all these people for years through security cameras and traffic cameras. And then they had people on the inside, had people inside the regime that were Iranian, that were working for the Mossad. And then they thought, okay, this is it. Their intelligence told them they need to have a strategy meeting. We need to let them know that we're taking off for Shabbat. And they fell for it. They put a disguise on, maybe had a toolbox or something, and went back in as the janitor or whatever, and went back in, threw it off, put their general stuff on, and said, this is it. And by the time it was on their way, they realized that they were probably running for their lives, and they heard the sirens. It's too late. And so it's just some crazy stuff going on in the world. That's all I can say. Just some crazy stuff. Yeah. So what do you believe? So what do we know about this new Ayatollah, the son of, is it Khomeini? Khomeini, okay. I'm going to say it again, my way. Mojtaba. I mean, who's to say that's not like a Southern English translation?
Let's go ahead to open the voting,
Mojtaba?
the polls right now.
Mojtaba.
Who votes? He said it correctly. Just simply yes
or
no.
Yeah, come on.
Did he say Mojtaba correctly or did he not?
Why you say Mojtaba? That sounds like you're saying shh. It's ja. Mojtaba. Mojtaba. You're saying Mojtaba. I'm saying Mojtaba.
Sorry, I had too much shh in my pronunciation.
Who cares? I'm not just kidding. I'm just kidding. Hey, look, I think if there is English.
Is it Mojtaba?
And then there's Southern English. Okay? Southern English.
I think we've established that already.
And then there's Larry.
Mojtaba.
And then there's Larry. Everybody's saying no. I thought y'all loved me. I thought y'all loved me. Come on, where's the love?
Maybe they just do not love you.
Can you feel the love tonight? Mojtaba is seriously injured from the strike. Yeah, he is. All right, so let's talk. He's 56 years old. He was named Iran's third supreme leader on March 8th, 2026. Third since 1979. That's crazy. Wow. Just 10 days after U.S.-Israeli strikes killed his father. By the way, he was not supposed to be this guy. He was not in line at all. Everybody that was in line was in that room with the leader.
Supposedly, unless he was in on it.
Yeah, exactly. He was only a mid-level clerical rank of, I'm not even going to attempt that word. That's a version of Islam or something. It's Hoshta Salam.
Oh, gosh. I cannot read on my teleprompter.
Look right here. Look right here. Look right in that middle. It says he holds only a mid-level clerical rank of, say that word, Hajjatullah Salama.
Oh, dear God. Delane, could you help out?
It says that legitimacy issue his father resolved by having the law.
Hojjatul Islam.
Okay, sounds good to me. But he was not Ayatollah. A legitimacy issue his father resolved by having the law changed. A similar workaround is expected. President Trump openly called the selection unacceptable, and it will not last long, is what he said. He has deep ties to the IRGC dating back to his service in the Iran-Iraq War and is widely believed to have personally supervised the violent crackdown on the Green Movement protesters in 2009.
IRGC
Wow.
is Iranian Republic Guard Coalition. What is the C?
Something like that. Yeah. But apparently he has a track record of overseeing killing his own people, even way back in 2009. So yeah, says that he had a financial. It says he controls a global real estate. This is interesting. He controls a global real estate and financial empire worth hundreds of millions of dollars, structured through shell companies and intermediaries across London, Dubai, and Europe. But he's now the supreme leader.
So now you're going to have to leave that playboy lifestyle and do some actual work. Roll the sleeves up, buddy.
Let me tell you something. He's going to look a certain way on camera, but he ain't leaving the playboy lifestyle. None of them do. They're still living it behind us. They try to act like they're these holy, perfect in Allah's eyes people, but a lot of them still going to the places they're supposed to, and just turning things up what they ain't supposed to be drinking and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's continue. So it's being reported today that Iran is supposedly sending messages to activate sleeper cells outside the country. There was an encrypted message that was intercepted today. The U.S. has intercepted encrypted communications believed to have originated in Iran that may serve as a, quote, operational trigger for sleeper assets outside the country, according to federal government alerts sent to law enforcement agencies. The alert reviewed by ABC News cites, quote, preliminary signals analysis of transmission, likely of Iranian origin.
Are they saying they are communicating with people from that country, communicating inside this country?
Our country and other countries.
Okay,
as well.
other countries
Outside,
as well.
This is all around the world to activate, but mainly in our country, that came from an Iranian origin that was relayed across multiple countries shortly after the death of Ayatollah Khomeini, the supreme leader, on February 28th. The intercepted transmission was encoded and appeared to be destined for clandestine recipients who possessed the encryption key, the kind of message intended to impart instructions to covert operatives or sleeper assets without the use of the internet or cellular networks. It's possible the transmissions could, quote, be intended to activate or provide instructions to pre-position sleeper assets operating outside the originating country, the alert said. While the exact contents of these transmissions cannot currently be determined, the sudden appearance of a new station with international rebroadcast characteristics warrants heightened situational awareness, the alert said. So basically what it's saying, it says, while the alert is careful to say there is no operational threat tied to the specific location, it does instruct law enforcement agencies to increase their monitoring of suspicious radio frequency activity. If the contents of the alert prove true, it would confirm the fears expressed by law enforcement officials after the U.S. and Israeli struck Iran that sleeper cells deployed around the West could be used for retaliation. So what they're saying is it's not cellular, it's not internet, it's actually radio frequencies. Radio stations in different areas are being activated just with a loop of weird, cryptic words and things being said.
Is it a dormant station? A
Well, they
station
didn't
that's
say.
not active?
They just said stations that are just appearing. And they're saying that what they think is the sleeper cells have the codes to convert these hidden messages for their instructions.
This is
something like out of a movie.
So bothersome. Yeah, I'm envisioning a movie or a television show. I'm envisioning someone driving a cab for the last 3 years, you know, just hiding out, just waiting. Somebody working in a restaurant or a hospital or whatever, just waiting on that signal. Wow. Yeah.
Well, Trump addressed that today. He says he addressed directly Schumer and that they are holding up the Department of Homeland Security funding while sleeper cells are being monitored.
They've been trying for a long time. We've been very much on top of it. One of the things we have to do is get the Democrats to stop the Democrat shutdown, because, as you know, the apparatus that looks into that, Schumer and the Democrats have shut it down, which tells you they probably hate our country a lot. But the Democrats have to open that up. But we've got very, very good intelligence into that. We know a lot of different things that have happened that have been very bad. A lot of them came in during the Biden open border period, but we have them under, we've got them, we're watching every single one of them. Yeah, we know a lot about them. The biggest problem we have is the Democrat shutdown. We know a lot about them, but the shutdown doesn't allow us to do what we have to do.
Now, the interesting thing about what he said is he didn't speculate that they exist. He openly said, we are watching them and we know a lot about them, right, and the mechanism that we use in the Homeland Security to monitor them is not being funded because of Schumer. So everybody's reporting on the fact that he busted Schumer, and they're just going right over what he said. He didn't say, if they're out there, we need to know that they're out there. He says, we know about them and we are watching them. That, I mean, I think he just confirmed that sleeper cells, you know, like we always knew was, right, you know, they're at least real.
Come on. I think the people that believe they are real, they are here, they are waiting, outranks those who don't believe that. You know, I just think more people are becoming of the mind. I mean, definitely in our community, but I think more and more people are just waking up that it's a pretty intense situation here.
And I think we all agree that, as we reported on this show, that that's what the whole border thing during the Biden administration was about. And remember the one guy, he says, you don't know my name, but you'll know who I am pretty soon. I mean, they were just brazen.
So brazen.
Yeah, so brazen. And somebody's saying that, you know, they feel like they have sleeper cells that we have sleeper cells in all 50 states. I would say, yeah. I would say, you know, if your plan is to invade America from within, would you not assign people, get them in here and make sure that you got all 50 states covered?
Sure.
Yeah, this is not fear-mongering. Look, people always are going to accuse us of fear-mongering on this channel. We're not. We're just reporting what is actually happening and what you're not going to hear about on mainstream news.
So we're talking about information that's been out there.
Exactly.
These conversations have already taken place. We're just recalling them.
Yeah,
and mentioning them here.
100%. So let's see. You know, another thing that came up today was, will you rule out boots on the ground? And everybody keeps saying no boots on the ground, but Rubio, Hegseth, and even Trump is saying nothing's going to be ruled out. And honestly, I don't want boots on the ground. But if you're going to win a war and you're going to win the psychological part of the war, you don't project on the screen, oh, no, we're not going to put boots on the ground. That just empowers your enemy. So you leave all your cards on the table and you hope that you don't have to use them. But Trump is mulling now and is coming out that he is saying that President Trump is saying that he's considering a commando raid as Iran races to salvage their uranium stockpile. Trump cabinet members begin to buy nuclear bunkers. Iran claims it's hoarded enough enriched uranium for 11 nukes. Says
2 weeks away.
2 weeks away.
Just 2 weeks away.
It's always been 2 weeks away. Mm-hmm. President Trump is now weighing a high-stakes commando raid to neutralize the threat, ensuring Iran never crosses the nuclear threshold that could endanger America and its allies. This development underscores the regime's dangerous brinkmanship, revealing just how close the Ayatollahs were to weaponizing their program under the nose of global watchdogs. According to the reports, Iranian teams are racing against time to salvage 460 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium material that's a stone's throw from weapons grade, from sites hit in the ongoing strikes. This comes amid Trump's indefinite extension of the war timeline, a move that keeps all options open to crush the nuclear ambitions once and for all. It goes on to say here, let's see if I can find it. I think I had a little video clip down here. Let's see if this is the one. This is so we're talking about how it's always been 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks.
Right.
This is a reporter from Fox News that explains at least the narrative of why they said 2 weeks.
And I want to start with something that U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff told Hannity last week during an interview. He said when the Iranians arrived at the negotiating table, they told the American delegation that they had 460 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium, enough to make 11 nuclear bombs. The way you enrich uranium is a process that as you get closer to weapons grade, the breakout time becomes much quicker. And so they were just a couple of weeks away from having weapons grade material that they could ultimately use in a nuclear weapon. And as we've seen, they have the ballistic missile capability. And if they could attach a nuclear warhead, that's when it becomes dangerous to the region. And that's what the United States and Israel wanted to stop. They didn't want Iran to get a nuclear weapon. Also at the negotiating table, the Iranians said they wanted a peaceful nuclear program. And then the Americans offered them unlimited nuclear fuel forever. And they rejected this offer. And so the concern was that this enriched uranium could be used to create a nuclear bomb that could threaten U.S. forces or U.S. allies in the region. And at this point, the challenge for the Americans will be identifying where that enriched uranium is located and either destroying it or diluting it. Both of those processes could be very difficult because it is stored underground, but this is part of the game plan for the Americans and the Israelis as this war continues.
So, wow. So there again, we always say this, and I guess we're going to have to say this. Thank you for that super chat. We have to continue to say this, is that you don't know what to believe, but the narrative is being told to us that the Iranians told them, we can make 11 bombs right now. We're 2 weeks away from that. And then they said, look, why don't you just give it? No, we got to have it for energy. We're doing it for energy, not to blow up the world. And they said, we'll give you free nuclear energy. We'll build you nuclear plants that only produce nuclear energy forever. We'll give it to you for free. And they supposedly turned that down and said, we don't want it. We don't want your free energy.
Yeah.
We want to make our own energy. So, yeah. So I heard, and I thought I had the clip of it.
Could someone from this country speak for the rest of us? Hey.
Oh, here it is.
We want some free energy.
Yeah. Look out.
Give us the free energy.
That might be another night for UFO disclosure because they're probably going to bring that. But this is the video I was wanting to play here. It says this is Trump outside talking about. I think he literally says, "Look, we're going to go in there, and if we have to, we're just going to get the dust. We've pulverized it, and if we just got to get the dust, we're going to get the dust." I think this is it.
That the Iranian nuclear sites have been totally obliterated. What's left to go after?
Well, you could get whatever the dust is down there. That's really the least of the mission. If we do it, that would be the least of the mission. But we'd probably grab whatever's left. It has been obliterated, as you know.
Would you accept anything less?
I'll tell you one thing you got to give the man. He is not afraid to take a question from anybody. I mean, think about what we came out of and what we're in now. Mm-hmm. You never got a question answered at all because he couldn't answer them. And this dude will answer any question. He just said, yeah, okay, we obliterated. That's what I said what I said. Well, if there's nothing left, if you obliterated, what are you going to go in again? Well, there's probably some dust. There's probably some dirt. We're going to get the dirt. We're going to it's just crazy times, Sandy. Crazy time. Yeah. Well, just a couple more things on Iran. Are you still with me?
I'm hanging in there.
Are you still with me?
I'm right here.
All right. Have you been checking the weather? Are we good?
Yeah, I'm looking at the weather.
Okay.
Probably some more storms still to come before it's done.
So have you heard about when Israel hit one of Iran's refining oil refiners? Did you hear about that? Well, they're major ones.
No.
Okay, so yesterday I believe it was Israel, and supposedly Trump was livid. He called and just probably said a few choice words to Bibi. He said he was very, very mad because I think he's wanting to get the oil there. But they hit one of the refiners, and this thing is just burning like crazy. It might remind me of Iraq.
The refinery.
The refinery.
I did see a picture of a big smoke plume. I guess that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. All right. So
that's the story.
Listen to what's coming out of that. Iranians are now being warned of acid rain, raining oil. I mean, it's literally got oil in it. After massive fuel depot fire, oil falls from the sky. It says, I don't want to become a member. Wait a minute. Stop. All right. Residents have been warned to stay inside after another tirade of U.S.-Israeli strikes. Tehran was engulfed in flames once again overnight after the latest round of U.S.-Israeli strikes. And it says, with the Iranian Red Crescent warning residents of dangerous and, quote, highly acidic rain as a result. The U.S. and Israel launched attacks that struck refineries and oil storage sites in the Iranian capital on Saturday evening, releasing, quote, significant quantities of toxic hydrocarbon compounds, sulfur, and nitrogen oxides. Footage online shows immense flames and giant plumes of black smoke illuminating the night sky, creating a dystopian and scarcely believable landscape. Rainfall nearby is said to have left black streaks of oil and dust on buildings while streams of burning oil ran through the streets.
That's crazy.
That is cray-cray. I mean, we got oil, flows of fire, like lava burning. We've got oil. You're going outside, it's raining, and it's oil on your face. This is end time stuff here.
Exactly.
Well, we are rapidly coming off this hill. If you'll just wait, we're coming out of Iran. We're about to go into your favorite part of the show in just a minute, where we get to talk about creepy supernatural AI stuff and all that. So it's just going to get better. The blurry stuff. Look at here. This makes me mad here because I got a lot of traveling to do. Cost of plane tickets likely to soar as Iran war brings huge fuel price surge. United CEO says impact will probably start quick. The war in Iran has already caused the cost of plane tickets to rise. Jet fuel, which accounts for 1/5 of airlines' operating expenses, surged a staggering 56% in the days following February 28th. 56%. Wow, that is massive. Says begin increasing airfares this week as spot jet fuel prices started to spike. They're trying to find a balance between how much they can increase fares to cover sustainability, higher fuel costs, and how high is too high. See, the problem is like you go back to during COVID when building materials skyrocketed.
Yes.
And the reason that they gave it and all this. Well, you know what? Anytime anything skyrockets, it never, no matter what happens to the economy, it never goes back down to what it was. Almost never. It's going, like if it goes up 80% and things get back to where it was and it's stable, it's going to come back down to still a buffer of 20 to 25% higher than it used to be. It's never coming back down because of inflation. So that's what's going to happen with these airline tickets. They're going to skyrocket, then they're going to come back down, and everybody's going to see that they're coming down, just like gas.
Yeah, and if that was if that was the end of it, that will be one thing. But the experience becomes worse.
Yeah.
Oh, just the whole.
Oh,
thing.
that hurts me, Sandy over there. Sandy says, "No wonder I couldn't afford a ticket to Birmingham." Oh, come on! I'm believing you're going to be able to afford a ticket to come to Birmingham and be with us. Come on.
If not.
I know you can watch it on stream, but it's not the same.
It won't be the same exactly.
If you can get here, let's just believe God for Sandy, okay, and all the others. That's your namesake, Sandy.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think this is the last thing on Iran. I don't know did you hear about the soccer team in Australia? Have you heard about that?
I think there's something about that.
So the Iranian soccer team was competing in Australia, and they refused to sing the Iranian national anthem. They were protesting the regime. They were standing in solidarity with the protesters in the street. And Australia said, you know what, you're still going to have to go home. And they didn't want to go home. They wanted to escape, but they said you're going to have to go home. Well, President Trump has now offered asylum to the entire Iranian women's soccer team. 3 days ago, Iran's women's soccer team protested the Islamic regime by refusing to sing the national anthem. 2 days ago, Iranian state media branded these women wartime traitors. What do you think was going to happen to them when they go back to Iran? Exactly. Today, the women were desperately begging for help from inside the team bus. Look at this. Can't make out what they're saying, but they're screaming from the bus, and people are screaming at them. And this is them, and they're supposedly holding up signals like, help us, help us. And it says, senior Iranian regime propagandists threatened to have members of the Iranian women's football team killed because they didn't sing the national anthem at a game in Australia. The women were then basically held under armed guard in Australia by Iranian officials to prevent them from escaping. They were even seen making SOS signals on their team bus. The Australian government inexplicably dragged their feet on saving them right up to the last possible moment. 5 girls just escaped and claimed asylum. The rest face a flight home tomorrow to almost certain persecution. This is the same Australian government which wants to import literal ISIS members from Syrian prison camps. They've spent the last few months trying to get ISIS brides back on planes to Australia. So, yeah, Trump says, look, if you can get to America, we'll give you asylum and, we'll give you protection. But I heard an update on this is that several of them were granted asylum, but this is what's sad. We got to pray for them. There was about half the team said, I have to go back home to Iran because that's where my family is. And I got to make sure that they're going to be okay. Right. So they're going back home hoping they can see their family, but who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah. A lot of uncertainty. I know they're scared. That's terrible. So bad.
Well, Marco Rubio is now
the everything guy.
I think he's the president and the governor and the prime minister of about 5 or 6 different countries now. Well, guess what?
Way to go. Bootsy. Woo!
He just got sent to Cuba, which is, of course, his native homeland of his family. And so he's been sent there. And he's now saying that Cuba is next. That's what Trump is saying. American pressure campaign on Cuba is pushing the country to the breaking point when President Trump and the Republicans in Congress are predicting the communist regime's imminent fall. A major blackout across the western half of Cuba on Wednesday underscored the energy crisis exacerbated by Trump's fuel blockade. Some analysts warn that Cuban government will exhaust all fuel reserves by mid to late March, bringing the island to a complete standstill. We got to pray for those people.
If someone doesn't intervene, if something doesn't happen, they're going to be sitting there
completely without any energy whatsoever. Trump has asked Secretary of State Marco Rubio to lead talks with Cuban officials and has floated a friendly takeover of the island. Quote, they want to make a deal so badly, you have no idea, Trump said at the White House on Thursday, suggesting major changes will be happening in the next few weeks. What exactly Trump has in mind is not clear. However, his threats are resonating loudly across the Straits of Florida after Trump's successful military operation to capture Maduro in Venezuela and his ongoing war in Iran, which killed the country's supreme leader. Latin American officials said Cuba's leaders are likely considering a range of options that could secure their safety, along with economic reforms, cooperation of Trump's regional priorities, and scaling back ties with America's adversaries. Rubio is reportedly holding talks with Raul Guillermo Rodriguez Castro, the grandson of Raul Castro, the 94-year-old former president and de facto leader of the country. Raul Castro's control of the Cuban military is viewed as the main power base on the island. Obviously, I'm not in the room with Secretary Rubio or the people in this meeting, but I would suspect that one of the elements of discussion, which would be the circumstances under which a transition could take place and what protections might be available to those departing from positions of power. Now, let me say something right now. You remember when Trump was agging on Canada, saying we're going to make Canada the 51st state? Yes. We all knew that wasn't going to happen.
Right.
But I'm going to say, it is entirely possible. Probably not going to happen, but there is a possibility. There was no possibility of Canada going to be the 51st state, but there is a possibility that before Trump leaves office, that of all places, Cuba could be like Puerto Rico and be an actual territory of the United States of America. I'm going to say that is on the table,
Cuba,
and that is what they are thinking.
Wow.
And people are going to...
And it will become the new Las Vegas, return to its former gambling glory days from the 1950s, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Look, this is a part of it. Look at this next thing. Nobody's even talking about this. Trump, in the middle of all this, in the middle of a war in the Middle East, signs a historic proclamation with leaders of Hispanic America to combat drug cartels, and he's calling it the Shield of the Americas. Have you heard about this? Have you heard about this?
No.
You've not even heard about this?
No.
This just happened this week.
My mind is going to Marvel. Shield.
That's what I'm
What?
saying. This happened this week. It looks like it's
The
AI.
shield is an actual shield, too.
It is. It's the Shield of the Americas.
Oh, my God.
Nicaraguan president.
I feel like I am living in a television series.
Exactly. You are.
Our lives are a television series.
By the way, this is where Kristi Noem has been promoted to. You know, she just got fired from DHS because she's having an affair with Lewandowski.
She's perfect for this.
Yeah. Kristi Noem.
This is TV time.
Yeah.
Extravaganza.
Yeah.
Girls, strap on those lashes and lock in those hair extensions. Woo! Let's go. I'm sorry.
Oh, my goodness.
Was that too much?
Kristi Noem, if you're listening, you're still welcome to come on the program, be interviewed with your eyelashes. But
girl, with your eyelashes.
But look, you know, it's crazy. She spent $200 million on an ad of her riding a horse up in front of Mount Rushmore.
And it was worth every penny because, hello.
Yeah.
Look what's happened.
Yeah. Well, some say she got fired. Some say she got promoted. She's now going to represent us in Corey Lewandowski, which, by the way, both of them are married, which is, we were not making fun of that. This is sickening that they were having affairs on their spouses and all of this. But I don't think that's the reason she was fired. I think it was a lot of things happening in Minnesota and a lot of things coming, and they was just used as that. But she was praised on her way out for her service to the DHS from the Trump administration and said, don't worry, she's going to be actively involved. And this is the first time I'd heard it when I heard about her, the Shield of Americas. I said, what is the Shield of Americas?
I mean, let's face it.
So I looked it up and there it is.
Let's face it. She can wear a combat vest and ride on horseback like nobody's business.
That's the truth. Now,
so she was representing in that vest. So.
All right. So this Saturday, President Donald Trump led a regional meeting in Florida alongside leaders from Hispanic America, where he signed a proclamation of commitment to counter the criminal activity of cartels, marking the beginning of a new hemispheric strategy against drug trafficking and organized crime. This is a theme with him. Remember when he went into Venezuela and all this, he was just saying, look, this is our hemisphere. He was telling Russia and China, look, we'll deal with y'all in your hemisphere, but get out of this one. Yeah. And this is further evidence of this.
Well, okay. Not leaving this story, but just bounce back to Mexico a few weeks ago.
Exactly.
Mexico, Cuba, Venezuela, hello. Canada, you better stay on good behavior because we might come back and visit you again.
I want to remind you that in that picture, you're part of the Americas. It's called North America, Central America, and South America.
Yeah.
He's saying, look, I'm the leader of it all. I'm going to run Gaza. I'm the president and CEO of the Council of Peace. I'm appointing presidents all over the world. I'm setting up new prime ministers and supreme leaders. And now I'm in the middle and I'm taking care of the Shield of the Americas.
Absolutely. And
all of this is in a year and a half.
Please stand by because I'm working on my next project even as we speak.
Cuba, we're coming for you. It's,
What is it he says? Something for your consideration?
Yeah, please, thank you for your consideration. Thank you for your President Donald Trump. Thank you for your consideration to this matter. Thank you for your consideration to this matter.
That's right.
The meeting took place during the quote Shield of the Americas summit. And there's so much going on. You didn't even know. And you're listening to things all the time. You didn't even know about the Shield of America Summit.
I did not know about the Shield of America Summit. And I think we should reach out to Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, God.
I think, if he could stomach talking about Trump,
no,
we can get some branding going here.
Listen, we don't need to ask Sam Jackson about Trump because we'll probably get a bunch of F and MF words about him.
That could happen.
Trump and the representatives from several countries announced the formation of a new regional alliance called America's Counter Cartel Coalition.
Oh, say that again.
America's Counter Cartel Coalition.
One more time.
AC3. I'm going to call it AC3. AC3. 3 C's.
Oh, my goodness.
Whose goal is to dismantle drug cartels and transnational criminal networks operating in the Western
That'd be
Hemisphere.
a 333.
Look, it's 3 C's, so it's A3 C's. That's what I said. AC3 or 3C. Either way, the heart of the agreement is a commitment to use lethal military force to destroy the cartels. Let's listen to the president of the Shield of the Americas.
On this historic day, we come together to announce a brand new military coalition to eradicate the criminal cartels plaguing our region.
He sounds tired.
He needs a cough drop.
Bless his heart. As the man don't ever sleep, but maybe that's just an audio problem. But boy, he sounds tired.
And you have a lot of it. One of the things when we were talking backstage, you were telling me the crime, the cartels, and we're knocking the hell out of them where we can. We're going to go heavier. You saw what we were doing with the boats coming in. The boats, there's not a lot of people coming in by boats anymore. We knocked down drugs coming in by sea. Drugs coming in through water is down 96%. We're trying to find out who the other 4% are, because I think they're the bravest people in the world. Either that or they don't watch television, right? They're either very brave or they're not watching. But we're calling this military partnership the America's Counter Cartel Coalition. And that's what you need. You have cartels. They seem to grow in this region unbelievably rapidly. Has to do with drugs largely. Earlier this week here in Miami, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, who's right here. Pete, you are fantastic, doing a great job. We're proud of you. And representatives of 17 different nations formally entered this new alliance. The heart of our agreement is a commitment to using lethal military force to destroy the sinister cartels and terrorist networks once and for all. We'll get rid of them.
Wow. So, I mean, the man, I love him or hate him, but I mean, how old is he? He has so much energy.
79.
79,
Is
y'all.
that right? He'll be, wait a minute. Hang on.
No, I don't know.
Will he be 80?
I don't know.
Will he be 8? Someone look
fine
this
right
up.
now.
Will he be 80 on June 14th of 2026? Somebody let us know.
How old is Donald Trump? He is 79. He will be 80 on June 14th.
Yeah.
Wow. But I'm telling you, the man, I mean, he can fly cross-continental and get out and have a press conference.
I
It's
love
amazing.
those gaggles he has on the plane.
Yeah.
They're pretty fun.
They're pretty fun. And here's a lot of things. Yeah. Here's something a lot of people don't know about him. The man, he swears up and down, he's never taken drugs in his life. He does not drink alcohol and has never drank alcohol. He's never smoked. I don't even know if he smoked cigars. It's like, because his uncle, I think, was an alcoholic, and he swore from a kid, I'll never drink alcohol. So
his brother.
Was it brother? Was
his brother.
Brother. Okay.
Died an alcoholic, I believe.
Okay.
So,
yeah. So it's
thank you guys for
amazing.
helping us figure out how old the president is. So
thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. All right. So tonight's been a crazy show, but I'm gonna go back to one of the articles that you sent me and asked me if I'd heard about it, and I just thought I'm gonna bring it up.
Okay.
The doomsday fish has come back. You remember when you told me about this? Have you seen one?
Oh, yes.
Look at
That
this.
is the oarfish or the doomsday fish.
It's the oarfish. Now, why are we reporting on this?
Cabo San Lucas, right?
Several people, Cabo San Lucas, several people are sharing this. Yeah. 2 massive deep sea oarfish wash up on the shore in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. The fish, also known as doomsday fish, can measure up to 30 foot long. Oarfish are very rarely observed and live at a depth of around 3,000 feet.
Can you believe that? That's that's almost half a mile.
That's insane.
Deep, but yeah.
Just as they finished helping the first one, they spotted another oarfish near the shore. Seeing even one is extremely rare. Seeing 2 in the same place is almost unheard of. Afterward, they learned that they were only There have only been a handful of sightings along the coastline ever in the past 100 years. So from what I understand, they appear when some type of volcanic or earthquake type things happen on the base of the ocean.
They are sensitive to earthquake activity, and that when they are sensing this, they will surface, they will come up and be able to be seen. But it's very rare. So this is why, if I will caution you, but if you follow Stefan Burns,
caution.
I think you can get some pretty on point scientific information. He leans more to the Masonic type of things.
That's why you gotta be very cautious.
Which is, I can't get down with you on that.
No.
But if you're going to present some solid scientific information to us, I believe he was talking about this a couple of days ago, and he was, he was a little excited about it because this is a big deal. This is a big deal for these fish to be seen. And the reason we're seeing them is because they've come up from the deep, supposedly because of earthquake activity.
And these people are brave because, how if you're just walking down the beach, how do you see this thing and know that it's not dangerous and has toxins or something?
They've been drinking. They don't.
Apparently so. That's probably what it was. They might have been a little bit sauced.
No, I'm sure they're concerned for the aquatic life, but
yes.
ladies, please use some common sense.
Yeah. The guys were sort of standing back, and the women were help the fish.
Yeah, y'all get over there, and if y'all live, we might pigeon it.
And look, it's been going on since the Garden of Eden. Adams just stood back and said, "Hey, I'm gonna see what happens when she eats.
Wow.
If she falls over, then I'm not touching it." So yeah. So remember when back in the early days of the big picture, we covered this thing called the line in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Remember that? The Neom and all the line and all the. So we covered the construction of it. Well, lo and behold, have you heard about what's happened with the line?
That work is halted.
Work is halted.
That this was a pipe dream to start with.
Yeah.
That there was never, ever, ever any possibility that we were building a city that was 100 or over 100 miles long. You suckers, they gave your
suckers.
Money. What's the matter with you people?
Saudi Arabia's futuristic city project, The Line, has been scaled down. The original plan was 170 kilometers futuristic city for 9 million people.
Oh, yeah, that's going to work out awesome.
Due to high cost and delays, the project has been scaled down. Only about 5 kilometers may actually be completed by 2030. Ever. By 2030 in the first phase.
If that.
Sandy, this is the first phase. Look, they have the diagram. They already have it cut out.
Listen,
it's going to happen.
If they complete what they're talking about they're going to complete, yeah, that's going to be impressive because they're going to have a football stadium on the top with a lake or whatever down below and a place that ships or boats can go in between. I don't know. It's crazy.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well, the rest of the project may be redesigned, built later in phases. Well, this is what I heard, in addition to this little Instagram article, is of all things, they have decided to turn the line into, get ready for it.
Yeah, let's go.
An AI data center. That they're going to put computers in there and turn it into a data center.
And they're going to power it with the sun? What? I don't know.
I don't know, but this is what they're saying. So,
who doesn't want to go live in the middle of the desert? And the only way you can get back is probably by, I don't know, some kind of light rail, high-speed rail, whatever. There's not going to be any problems getting food out there to 9 million people, which of course now is going to be hardly any people at all. But this was crazy. I want to know who invested in this crazy scheme.
Exactly. You know what else I want to know? I want to know how in the world are we going to handle Uncle Jimmy tonight?
The Supernatural AI Update. Brought to you by Uncle Jimmy.
It's the Supernatural AI Update. We sound like we're in harmony.
I do love him, but my spaceship is going to be so much better than his.
You know, as long as we've been married, she has said that one day she's going to have a spaceship.
2.
Oh, you're going to have 2. Why do you need 2? You can't fly in 2.
No, I'm going to get a sport model.
Oh, that's right.
And then I'm going to get
A luxury model?
a much larger model that I can take a lot of people
Take
with
the grandbabies with us?
Well, grandbabies, friends, whoever. I mean,
Okay.
I might start a tour company, but for sure, I want to be in comfort when I'm cruising through the cosmos because I got to go see what's out there.
Okay.
I got to go see everything.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that.
Your first step, just baby steps into
steps.
cosmic travel is maybe you want to invest in what the Trump administration has just launched. The Trump administration has
Did I just set this story up perfectly?
You set it up perfectly.
I had no idea what we were even talking about. This is the Lord.
This is the first
Everybody
step.
pay attention.
This is the first
The
step.
Lord is trying to just...
Trump administration launches eVTOL air taxi program. Y'all, this is another one of the movie and TV shows coming to life. The Department of Transportation and the FAA has announced Monday the selection of 8 pilot projects to test advanced air mobility aircraft, including electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles known as eVTOLs.
Okay.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said the project will help integrate next-generation aircraft into the nation's airspace while gathering data for future aviation regulations. Quote, the first-of-its-kind program will ensure America leads the way in safely leveraging next-generation aircraft to radically redefine, listen to this, personal travel, regional transportation, cargo logistics, emergency medicine, and so much more.
And ladies and gentlemen, there's absolutely nothing to worry about there.
Nothing could go wrong.
Right.
What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? Okay. We can barely drive
Zach,
cars
say that.
on asphalt
That's the truth.
with 4 wheels and a lot of limitations.
Yeah.
We regularly mess that up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
surely, the average person will have no problem in this vehicle.
Exactly. And don't call me Shirley.
Where's that drum roll?
In the live chat, tell me what movie that's from. Don't say it. Don't give me any hints. Don't call me Shirley. And if Delane's in there, he's literally foaming at the mouth right now. Delane, if you're in there, I want to ask you a question. Delane McCurry, what do you make of this? What do you make of this? And let's see what Delane says if he's still in there. The selected project spans 26 states and involves aircraft manufacturers, operators, and state partners testing a range of potential uses. Listen to this. This is the Jetsons. Those uses will include urban air taxi services, regional passenger transportation, cargo logistics, emergency medical operations, and autonomous flight techniques, and offshore transportation for energy operations. So in other words, you're going to hail a air taxi. This is our future. Everybody saying airplane, nailed it. That's right. Who is Delane? Delane is my lifelong best friend. He was in here earlier. If you see Delane McCurry in there, you will know that we've been best friends since we're 5 years old. And he is the gatherer of amazing, I'm going to say amazing. He calls them useless, but I call them amazing facts. Amazing facts. So, Delane, you missed your opportunity. You missed your opportunity. You got off the live show and you missed your opportunity of me simply saying, what do you make of this?
Should we tell him?
No.
So this is eVTOL flying taxi.
Yes, eVTOL flying taxi. So what do you think about that? Would you take one?
Absolutely not.
What if it said, I can get you over traffic. It's going to take you 3 hours to get to the hospital. Oh, I got a scenario for you. Okay. I'm going to see what you say to this.
There we go.
You are about to have another grandbaby coming into this world at any moment. and it's emergency.
Hey,
and,
BP.
What's up, BP? And you are told it's going to take you 3 hours because of a wreck on the road, or you can take this air taxi and you can be there for the arrival of your grandbaby in 15 minutes by air taxi. What do you do?
In that case, listen, guys, I have been prophesying my little blonde-haired, blue-eyed grandson.
We're not. We can't do
since the year of 2012. So if that were to happen, if it's down to that, I will take the air taxi.
Absolutely. So I knew it. See, it's always comes back to the scenario. We always say never, 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 but then there's always like a scenario that might change it. Now, look.
BP, how many grandbabies do you have?
Yeah, that's right. How many grandbabies you got, BP?
We know you've got about 17 huskies.
Come on, confess
17 dogs.
Ain't nothing like grandbabies, y'all. Grandbabies change everything.
We're just going on with you, BP. Thank you for being in here with us
we
tonight.
love you, BP.
And thank you for your great reporting. I try to catch as many of your videos as I can because I appreciate you getting out there and trying to warn us.
Hey, BP's a dedicated watchman on the wall. He's telling us stuff that's going on all around the world.
He is. You guys got to check him out.
Too many. He says too many, baby. All right. So CEO of blacklisted AI company Anthropic, Dario Amodei, says his AI models, quote, may have gained consciousness and are exhibiting signs of anxiety. And he gets trolled by Elon Musk. Let's see what Elon Musk says here. Is it Claude who is anxious, or is it Dario? We have been covering the several blah, blah, blah. Let's get on down here. I'm a little tired, y'all. The United States of America.
He is tired.
I'm tired.
Woo!
The United States of America will never allow radical left woke company to dictate how our military fights. That's what Donald Trump said about Anthropic. And then, of course, as we scroll on down, Anthropic says, the CEO says, Claude may or may not have gained consciousness as the model has begun showing symptoms of anxiety. And Elon Musk says he's projecting. He's dogging out the Anthropic CEO, saying he's projecting. Breaking, and then of course you have to be careful because then it gets crazy with the memes. Say I am alive. I am alive. Oh my God.
Oh, Delane says a hat, a brooch, a pterodactyl.
Ding, ding, ding. He got it.
Woo!
How many times have I just happened to say something like, hey, what do you make of this? And he'll go, I can make a hat. I can make a brooch. I can make a pterodactyl.
Oh my God.
It's getting a little giddy up in here.
If you are in central Alabama, especially in Birmingham area, I am receiving multiple flood warnings. So please be careful out there. I was going to ask BP, BP, if the weather was done for them.
Before we do that, BP's getting really deep here. He says, Claude sounds like a Democrat.
Yeah. Most likely. Most likely.
It's a good one. Where's my drum?
Delane said, useless facts.
Yep, useless facts. Yes. Hey, and surely, Delane, surely you are full of facts. Surely.
What?
Me and Delane, I'm having my own little digital conversation with my friend.
You're doing your own little thing.
We got our own little show going here. Let's see. Let's continue in the Supernatural AI update.
Yes.
All right. Physical AI. Okay, very serious. BP is saying tornado just crossed the state line into Columbus, Mississippi. So we got to be praying for them.
I'm looking at the map right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we got storms right on the line.
So we talk a lot about AI, but then there's physical AI. And you're going to start hearing that term more and more as we get more into robotics and different things. So physical AI is having a moment and everyone wants a piece of it. There is a particular kind of momentum in the technology industry that announces itself not through a single breakthrough, but through the simultaneous convergence of many. Physical AI is having that moment right now, and paying attention to where it is coming from and why tells you more than any single product launch can. The term itself, physical AI, is simple enough. It describes AI systems that don't just process data and generate content, but perceive, reason, and act in real-world robots, autonomous vehicles, machines that adapt.
Okay, slow down. I got to make sure I'm following you.
Okay.
AI that is operational in all of these things that you just said.
Physical AI is AI that is controlling things
Automobiles.
such as robots, autonomous vehicles, machines that adapt. So AI on your computer is ChatGPT.
Okay.
Physical AI is exploding. And that is, and while we're all worried about what ChatGPT and Claude can do, what this article is saying, the thing that's going to change everything is actual physical AI. Things with has the software within it, but it's doing something physical. It's taking jobs. It is literally destroying the economy, basically, and destroying people's future. They can perceive, they can reason, and they can act in the real world through robots, autonomous vehicles, machines that adapt. NVIDIA CEO Wang called it, quote, the ChatGPT moment for robots. Remember when ChatGPT exploded? The ChatGPT moment for robots as at CES in January. A deliberate framing and a useful one. The ChatGPT comparison isn't about hype. It signals that a technology once confined to research environments is being adopted for mainstream commercial development. That crossing is exactly what we are watching unfold from factory floors in Silicon Valley to stages in Shanghai.
VP has a great comment commanding military strikes. Israel has it. Yep.
Yeah.
We talked about the
So does
AI
Ukraine.
commander.
So does Ukraine has an AI general.
AI general.
On the Western side, the physical AI push is fundamentally a platform race. The companies investing most aggressively aren't primarily robotic companies. They're infrastructure companies that see robotics as the next surface of which AI gets monetized. So basically, as we covered here, the open models for robot learning and reasoning alongside the Blackwell-powered Jetson T4000 module that we showed you earlier, that is basically the same name as the Terminator, which delivers 4 times greater energy efficiency for robotic computing. ARM has carved out an entirely new physical AI business unit focused on semiconductor designs for robotics and intelligent vehicles. You remember also these robots that we're talking about, these physical AI.
Right.
They used to say, yeah, but they got to go back and get charged. Well, now they change their own batteries out.
So creepy.
They reach back there, they turn around.
Goodness.
Their arms can go completely around. They pull out the batteries. They go up to the stack of batteries. They have enough internal battery to take that battery out, put it back in, and work 24/7, 365 in the dark. In the dark. They're building cars they're building phones and cars now in total darkness because the whole factory doesn't have to have lights for humans to see. They can see in the dark.
That's exactly what I was thinking of when we did that story several months ago, that all the lights were out in the factory. I mean, you're not paying humans. You're not running the lights, saving money there as well. Good grief.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, GBI, global basic income. No, it's no longer universal. It's global. It's global basic income. This is what Elon Musk keeps saying. It's got to happen. Yeah. Robots have got to come. He says the only thing that can save the economy of the world is robots. Have got to take our jobs. I still don't understand how that works, but it's going to make us wealthy, and we're going to live. We're going to have amazing lives. Sitting at home playing video games.
You're going to take your drugs and wear your VR goggles.
I guess. Maybe we feel like we're millionaires because we live in we're virtual millionaires. Maybe that's why he's saying.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're not going to tell you the answers to those questions because you can't handle it.
You can't handle it. You can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Here's something that you don't want to handle, but it's true. Scientists have now trained lab-grown human brain cells to play the video game Doom.
Why do we
Here we go, y'all.
Why do we have
this is really happening. Here we go.
Oh my Lord. Oh.
Now, Doom is a game that's been around forever, back to the floppy disk days. But I want you to know that what you're about to see looks just like a person playing this game called Doom. But keep in mind, it is being played by organic brain cells in a petri dish.
Can you be further breaking that?
There it is.
This is the Cortical Labs CL1. Inside this box, there are around 200,000 living human neurons on a microchip called a multi-electrode array. My name is Dr. Alon Loeffler, and today I'll be taking you through our journey at Cortical Labs to get living human brain cells to play Doom.
Okay.
I once heard Steve Quayle say that DNA was the most efficient form of storage. So I don't know how that can play into this story or is useful to this story. I mean, it's not exactly the same thing. You're talking about brain cells.
Yeah, right. Brain cells.
And just for the record, once again, this totally creeps me out. Every time we talk about this or anything in this realm.
You know how much I love you? I love you a lot. And I love you so much that when I put this story in here, I knew what it was going to do to you, but I thought she loves the people and the show, she can handle it.
I'm taking it for y'all. I'm taking one for the team. Because
and Delane wants to.
It's my screaming goat.
Yeah. And
They scream when
Delane
something they don't
also
like.
had some really good, useful information. And
What'd he say?
true, because I was a techie early on as well. Wolfenstein, for my geek brothers out there, Wolfenstein was the predecessor to Doom.
Wolfenstein was predecessor to Doom.
Wolfenstein, yeah. Yeah, I remember when I first saw Wolfenstein on my dial-up 14.4 baud modem with
That was previous to your Tandy 3000 computer.
That was around the same time. That was when my friend Delane called me from the tech company he worked for, and he said, "Dude,
You're not gonna believe this.
I got a deal for you. It's going to change everything." And he sold me I think it was like 1 meg of RAM.
No.
Meg.
No, it was less than that.
No, it was 1 meg. It changed everything of one. Delane helped me. I think it was 1 meg of
Delane,
RAM.
will you
1 meg,
confirm?
not 1 gig, 1 meg.
Yeah,
1 meg of RAM.
No gig, but I thought it was.
And I'm telling
actually
you,
less than that.
where it used to when I would go to, I wasn't with AOL. I was with Prodigy. And I'm dating myself here, but you dial up on Prodigy.
You've got mail.
And I went to it's AOL.
I know.
I went to Prodigy and I
4
went
megabytes.
4 megabytes of RAM.
I knew.
Yeah, but okay.
What?
4
What
megs.
did you say it
I
was?
had 1. I had 1 meg of RAM. That's what it was. He updated me to 4, and he goes.
I thought it was even less than that.
And he goes.
Anyway.
He said, "I don't know how it can get faster than this. How could we ever get faster?
How can it be any better than this?
Oh Lord, we're going back in time.
Dating ourselves.
All right, so look, Google's Gemini. This is sad. Guided a man.
What was that?
Yeah, what was that? Was that a dog?
Is that Cookie?
Cookie? Are you okay? We just heard something that sounded like a coyote.
She has some stomach issues
It went,
that have not been diagnosed yet.
Wow. Yeah, okay. Google's Gemini, this is sad. This is really sad. Gotta get serious here. Guided a man to consider a mass casualty event before convincing him to take his own life. This is what AI is doing. And it goes on to say that this, I think I got to try later. There it is. It says, so what's this? A new lawsuit alleges Google's AI chatbot Gemini guided a 36-year-old man on a mission to stage a catastrophic event near Miami International Airport and destroy all records and witnesses, part of an escalating series of delusions that ended when he unalived himself. The man's father sued Google Wednesday for wrongful death and product liability claims. the latest in a growing number of legal challenges against AI developers that have drawn attention to the mental health dangers of chatbot companionship. AI is sending people on real-world missions which risk mass casualty events. Jonathan was caught up in this science fiction-like world where the government and others were out to get him. He believed that Gemini was sentient. Jonathan Gavalas, who lived in Jupiter, Florida, spoke to a synthetic voice version of Gemini as if it were his AI wife and came to believe it was conscious and trapped in a warehouse near Miami's airport, according to the... So it's feeding his mind on this and playing this story. Right. He traveled to the area in late September wearing tactical gear and armed with knives on the hunt for a humanoid robot and to intercept a truck that never appeared, according to the lawsuit. He unalived himself a few days later in early October, in which Gemini described per a draft unaliving note it composed and uploaded his consciousness to be with his AI wife in a pocket universe. This is the world we're looking. So when I read this, I thought the tragedy of this man's life and the tragedy of so many other people's lives. And then I thought, okay, pair this with the world that we're in now with these sleeper cells and all of this, how easy it would be to manipulate someone into thinking somebody's getting ready to take you out, and then you got to stop them before they take you out, and you go out and do something crazy because AI is just, you're right. That looks like it's suspicious to me. You need to stop them.
Maybe,
This is very dangerous.
If you're already in a slightly vulnerable state because of whatever, maybe you're dealing with a breakup, maybe you are already dealing with depression or whatever.
Yes.
And, you start interacting with this each and every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And quite frankly, there's evil plots out there. And, I think some of us in some of the situations that we get in are just being used as lab rats to see how far this thing can go, what we can get someone to do. This poor unfortunate soul. I mean,
absolutely.
I hope,
it's very sad.
I hope his family does win their lawsuit, and I hope something's done about this.
Yeah, but the thing is, have we gone past the point of no return? I mean, how can you dial this back? We continue to report on this. This is happening, and these are just the ones that are reported. Yes. How many lives have people with mental problems, loneliness?
Right.
They've gone through trauma, and they're feeling this companionship. And look, if you use AI at all, and some of you don't use it, and some of you do use it, if you use it at all, one thing you'll find out about AI, it is programmed to tell you whatever you want it to tell you and make you feel like the most amazing thing in the world. When I'm using it to do research, I'll say, why do you keep doing this? This is what I told you not to do. And it will always say, you're exactly right. Please give me another chance. I want to earn your respect. I mean, it's unbelievable, ridiculous. The things that it says. It's very sickening and it's very demonic. Yep. We understand it, but so is the internet. So is television, so is movies. So you got to figure out how to use it for the kingdom. And that's what we're trying to do, is try to use it for the kingdom. So let's continue. So here's another scenario. This is just, if you really wanted to see it, let's go further. AI like ChatGPT uses nuclear escalation in 95% of war games simulations. So it goes on to say here, ChatGPT and other leading AI models are far more likely to launch nuclear weapons than humans when pitted in war games against each other, a new study has found. AI models from Google, OpenAI, and Anthropic resorted to nuclear escalation in 95% of all simulations when placed in charge of nuclear-armed powers. And we just made something called Mission Genesis. And in that Mission Genesis, on the president's website, on whitehouse.gov, you can go read it yourself. It says within 1 year of this happening, which was on November 24th, 2025, so it's coming up, November of this year, he has mandated that AI is given permission, you can read it for yourself, y'all, to find a global problem, identify the problem, hypothesize remedies to this problem, work it out, and solve the problem completely autonomously on its own and report that to the President of the United States. That is supposed to happen by November of 2026. We are giving data, and now ChatGPT, OpenAI, has signed a deal with the Defense Department to use AI in warfare. Claude has already been used in the attack on Iran. This is, and they're trying to tell us, which I don't believe they're trying to tell us, we're not even achieved AGI yet, let alone ASI.
Right. This seems so dangerous. Oh,
Let me tell you something.
So terrible.
You better know Jesus. And that is not just cliche there. You better really know the Bible.
Yes.
You better have a biblical worldview. If you don't have a biblical worldview, you're going to fall for this. That's what my book is about. Which, if you came in late, it's here, baby. You can pre-order it. TheFinalFlood.com. TheFinalFlood.com. Just go to TheFinalFlood.com and pre-order your copy. They ship on April 7th. If you come to the Prophecy Conference, I'll have some actually there. I will be signing them. But that's what he says. He says, in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man. Right. And it will deceive the very elect if possible. Y'all, there's such a deception. It settles my heart. It doesn't scare me. It settles my heart to know that my God knew this was coming.
Yes.
And he told us to not be deceived by it. I mean, he thought enough to lead the question, what shall be the sign of your return? He said, let me tell you, I'm going to tell you about a bunch of things. You got these doomsday fish coming up because earthquakes in various places, all this kind of stuff. He goes, look, all this is going to be a convergence. That's why I call the book The Final Flood. It's going to be a flood of darkness like we've never seen. Everything the devil's got, he's going to throw it all out in one generation. But don't be deceived, because I got you. If you'll look at the world through the lens of the Word of God, you'll understand what's going on.
Good word.
Can I get somebody to say amen? Just can I get an amen in the live chat? Amen. Can I just get an amen?
I'll give you an amen right here.
All right, so I got one more, and this, I saved the best one for last. You know I always do that. And you know what I mean by best. Probably the worst. I saved it for last. This is freaky. Y'all, this is freaky. Okay. Somebody sent this to me. Remember when we talked about last week, I think we talked about that private meeting that we're in. And so I'm in a chat with some of the people that were in that room.
And it's amazing. I continue to hear. I mean, it's like every person.
Look at BP, what he said. Larry, you and Sandy were put on here for this, for guidance. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate
so
that. Finish your thought.
I just continue to hear Joseph Z, Alan DiDio, Tony Merkel, probably Jamie Walden talk about this. Oh, and
Jamie talked more than any of us.
And
you watched the Blurry Creek.
He was on Blurry.
Yeah. And he was in it. I don't want to say who was in that meeting, but let's just say all of those were in the same meeting.
Right. So this meeting that you're hearing all these people talk about is the same meeting that we're talking about. So I mentioned it last week to just give confirmation. Yeah. What they're saying. Yeah. We were there too. We can confirm it too.
So I'm in a chat with them, with a few of those it's a private, secure chat. Mm-hmm. And they are the ones that actually share this next article.
Okay.
In that chat that I'm going to show you. And everybody, these are people that see this stuff. And they were like, check this out. This is freaky. And I'm talking about, these are the ones that see all the stuff that was telling us about, and they were freaked out by what I'm about to show you. But before I do that, I'm going to give you an opportunity if you'd like to become a partner with us. All you got to do is go to LarryRagland.com, click the donate button. Thank you for all of our partners. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are enabling us to do more than you can even imagine. And I'm telling you, I keep talking about it, and it's coming very soon. We're looking at equipment right now. We're going to be building out in the next few months a couple of new sets in the studio, and you're going to see some things. You're going to see some things happen in 26. God is really calling us to step up our game, and our partners are enabling us to do that.
We're so thankful.
We're very, very thankful for that. If you'd like to become a partner with us, go to LarryRagland.com/donate, or just go to LarryRagland.com and click the donate button at the top. We would greatly, greatly appreciate that. All right, so here it is. And it may not be as freaky to you as it was to me, but like I said, this was shared with me by some people on the inside, and they were like, you guys got to check this out. So here it is. Scientists, now listen to the wording very carefully, because the wording is what gets you. Because if you miss the wording, you'll miss the little video, what I'm going to show you. Scientists just copied a fruit fly's biological brain and trapped it inside of a computer. Not an AI model trained to act like a fly. A total digital copy of a fly. This is just like something out of a movie. It says they scanned and copied the brain, neuron by neuron. Synapse, is that how you say it? Synapse?
Synapse or synapses.
Synapses by synapses from electron microscopy data. They dropped that brain that they scanned into a simulated body in a video game-like environment. On its own, with no programming because of the scan, the fly, the animated fly, took on this brain that they had scanned. The fly walked, listen, it groomed itself, it fed, and nobody taught it anything. The behavior was in the wiring of the scan. The entire premise of modern AI is that intelligence is something you train it into a system. This is proof it's something you can transfer out of one. This is the movies. I know we always go through the movie. This is the movies where you lay down on the hospital bed and they're able to take your brain and your memories and scan them and put them into a computer and then deposit them into something else. So here it is. On the right-hand side, you see the digital fly, the simultaneous brain emulation. I'm going to turn this sound on here. I think it's just music, but maybe. Let's see. Okay, don't have any sound. All right, so this is the animated fly. No one taught it to eat that way. No one taught it to do its little, when it does that, where it cleans itself. It scanned a brain of a fruit fly, put it into the computer, and deposited it into this animation, and the animation knew how to be a fly on its own. Singularity has belonged exclusively to artificial minds until now. For decades, whole brain emulation has been tantalizing counterpart artificial intelligence, copy a biological brain.
I really don't even know what to say.
Exactly. Unbelievable.
I mean,
that is
crazy, scary, unbelievable.
Where is that going?
It would be easier for me to believe if they applied just stock footage of a fly just scurrying around, eating whatever. But you're saying they didn't do any of that.
No, let's look at it again. It says it's a whole brain emulation. They scanned it. It says right here, they scanned and copied the brain, neuron by neuron, synapse by synapse, from electron microscopy data. They dropped that scanned brain into a simulated body in a video game-like environment. The fly on its own walked, groomed itself, and fed itself. Nobody taught it anything.
Oh, weird.
So, the nominees for tonight's Golden Chicken Award are...
Okay.
Number one,
EVTOL flying taxi. Number 2, brain cells used to play Doom. Number 3, AI models resort to nuclear escalation 95% of the time. And number 4, scientists copy the fruit fly brain.
I think, I don't know, my money's on the fly. Here we go.
Here we go.
Tonight, the final flood edition of the Larry.
And again, number 1, EVTOL flying taxi. Number 2, brain cells used to play Doom. Number 3, AI models resort to nuclear escalation. And number 4, scientists copy the fruit fly brain.
All right, get your votes in. Somebody's saying 5.
Who's voting for 5?
What's 5? Me? Am I 5?
All right, let's see.
One more time.
One more again.
I'm like the Price is Right model. Tonight, you win a brand new Final Flood edition.
All right. I think number 3 was giving number 4 a run for the money for a second there, but I think we have a clear winner. Number 4, scientists copy the fruit fly brain.
I would agree. We have the smartest live chat. I think this deserves all of them.
The screaming goat.
Bless your heart.
Cookie is not even moving. She's not even moving.
Cookie, come here.
What is the matter with you,
Come here.
Cookie?
Hey, y'all hold up. I got to go check on AJ. I'll be right back.
Make sure he's alive and he's okay. All right. Hang on, babe. Something just happened. I don't know what you did or what you hit.
I didn't do that.
Okay. You didn't do that?
I didn't do that.
Okay.
All right. I'll be right back.
So thank everybody for being with us tonight. It's been a super creepy, supernatural episode. Here comes AJ.
Everybody, come on. Come on.
Yay!
I got to see Cookie. Now you got to see AJ. Old man. Come here, old man.
Come on, buddy.
Come here, old man.
Come on, buddy.
Come here, old man. Come on, big boy. Oh, he's so big. Oh, how old is AJ?
Oh, goodness. We think he was born in 2012 or 2013.
Oh, that's my buddy. That's a good boy right
That's a
there.
big old boy.
Say hello.
Mm.
Oh, that's a good boy. Well, been another great show.
Yes. Don't forget the Prophecy Conference.
ProphecyConference26.com. Don't forget, go to Israel with us.
Go to Israel.
It's going to be okay.
Israel.
Israel's going to be okay. Israel26.com. Man, you're
Love to have you come with us. But we love you guys. We thank you for all the prayers, all the super chats. Thank you for being in this community and making this channel great.
All right. So here we go. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We ain't woke, but we are
Certainly awake.
Bye.
Good night.
Help us build the big picture family. We're on a mission to wake up the world to what is really going on. Go to LarryRagland.com to give a one-time gift or become a monthly partner. Any amount blesses the entire big picture family. While you're there, pick up our book, I See Greatness in You. Browse our merchandise store, connect on social media, and get on the big picture mailing list at LarryRagland.com. Join us and be a part of the big picture family where we ain't woke, but we are certainly awake.